by the way. Yo.
They're gonna have a chance.
Fuck that big head ass nigga. We ain't come to listen to this nigga. Fuck that nigga. Hold on, listen to what Mitchell about to say.
A push for that postseason.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I think, man, I watch this young man play. I think at some point they're gonna have to figure out how to get him in that starting lineup because
talk to him, coach.
Shots when he's on the floor is just so much better. Not to take anything away from the other guards, but when he's on the floor, the quality of shots, the on-time target passing. It's just he makes everybody better, and he gives everybody a cleaner look. So at some point, they're going to have to think about putting him in that starting lineup because the offense just flows so much better, and then people get easier looks when he's on the floor.
But DJ, we don't know what the fuck we talking about. Fuck wrong with his ass.
What's up, people? This is DJ.
Yo, I hear a mad echo.
You hear one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear it. So I think that's the delay.
No, it's good. It's all right. Continue, Rev. Sorry for that.
All right, it's all, bro. This is DJ's Raw Uncut Truth. Me and the homie DKM, we're going to keep the seat warm until DJ pull up. And that shouldn't be hard to do after witnessing the travesty that we just saw. DKM, the floor is yours. Let us know what you thought about the game and what do you feel about the way things are trending for the LaMelo Ball right now with the Charlotte Hornets.
I feel like there's some babying going on, and this guy, James Borrego, right? Listen, I want to make the point to clarify that he is a good coach. I do believe he is a good coach. He knows the X's and O's, you know what I'm saying, as in terms of like basketball and coaching, and this team is good. This team is a decent team. They're not bad. They're not losing too many games, but his idea of what a good player is, a good hooper or a basketball player, is very different to mine. I do not like this guy's rotations at all. And for me, what doesn't make sense with him is how you just... He's got, like, the end of games, for instance, right? This guy's trying to be like Greg Popovich. Obviously, he comes from the Spurs system. But one thing Greg Popovich did, he didn't play players 38 minutes a night. He didn't play Tim Duncan 40 minutes. No, he tried to keep his players under 30 minutes. I'm sorry. Devontae Graham, Terry Rozier are not LeBron James and Anthony Davis. They shouldn't be playing 38 minutes when there's guys who are just as good as them on the bench, just as good as them being LaMelo Ball. There is not a 38 to 22 difference between Devontae Graham and LaMelo Ball. I think 22 minutes is perfect for someone like Devontae Graham. Give Melo the 38 minutes. What would Melo do in 38 minutes? Like, bro, when these minutes, bro, are just one part of the problem, bro. When you got, like, sometimes the Martin twins are starting. The next day they're playing 4 minutes. It's like the guy doesn't know who his favorites are. He has his starters, but he doesn't have his finishers. I don't know what he's trying to do, making like the last final minutes of close games. It's like, okay, let's bring Biyombo in. Okay, let's take Miles out the next possession and bring in LaMelo. Let's take Melo out and bring back in Miles. And it's interchanging every possession down the floor. Anytime there's a timeout or free throw, he's got like 7 or 8 guys or that he trusts, and he can't start them all at once, so he just takes them in and out of the game, bro. It makes no sense to me. Like with PJ, Biyombo, the only guys who are guaranteed a spot in this team is Rozier, Graham, and Hayward. Those are like the untouchables. And back-to-back times, we've seen the Hornets blow games they could have taken against this low-seed Raptors. And, bro, it just doesn't make no sense. Like, he had Melo inbounding on the final shot last time. This time he had Hayward inbounding. He didn't even have Melo in the game. Bro, like, it just doesn't make no sense to me, bro. What you got, Rev?
All right, so we got long-time, lifetime Charlotte Hornets fan on the line. K. Warren. We wanted to get him on the show tonight so he can express himself, being a long-time Charlotte Hornets supporter. And just, I want to get the same thoughts from you, K. Warren. What are your feelings about your team right now, and what is your feelings about how the Charlotte Hornets are going about developing LaMelo Ball.
What up, Rev? Shout out New Media.
New media, you already know.
All right, so I just want to start off with the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen watching basketball. We were down 3 with less than 5 seconds left. We had the ball coming out of the timeout before we ran our play. JB subs out Melo and puts in Biombo when we need perimeter offense on the floor. It doesn't make sense. And look, LaMelo doesn't even stand up or clap or more if you've noticed. Like, on the bench, he's not engaged. JB is really destroying this man's joy for basketball. Our fan base as a whole is starting to get frustrated with Borrego. Even the most loyal defenders of him are starting to second guess. This coach should be fired immediately. He is not going to let this kid develop properly. Yet, he'll gladly play Graham 38 minutes a night. LaMelo has such a short freaking leash. He comes out virtually every time after a missed 3, a turnover, or a bucket given up. He has no room for error. His stretches tonight were only like 4 to 5 minutes at a time, if that. How is he supposed to get into a rhythm? My frustration isn't just limited to Melo. Miles Bridges needs more minutes. Jalen McDaniels and Vernon Carey should not be sitting out entire games. Coach finally gives Malik Monk a chance the other night, played well, and played him 4 minutes tonight. 4. PJ Washington, 3 straight turnovers in the first 2 minutes of tonight's game. He played well over 30 minutes. Hear me out. Imagine 3 straight Melo turnovers, what would happen? It's a double standard. If things don't change and Melo wants out, look, I'm going wherever he's going. I've been a Charlotte fan for 16 years without any team success. We finally get a superstar that we've been waiting for decades, and we don't play him. Melo gives me so much joy to watch that I hadn't felt in a while watching sports. I'm for real. If we fumble the bag, I'm following Melo. I mean, can you really blame me? Charlotte doesn't deserve my unconditional loyalty if this is how they treat their fans. Man, I don't even live in Charlotte. I live an hour and a half away. If I have to become a free agent as a fan, then so be it. I'm rolling with Melo. I'll finish by saying the roster as currently constructed has enough talent. Hear me out. The roster right now has enough talent to win a playoff series this season, but will probably miss the playoffs due to Borrego's underutilization of his roster. Thank you.
K. Warren, don't you go nowhere. You stay right there, man. We want to get more of your feedback. We got DKM on the line. Me and him are holding it down until DJ pulls back up, man. I just want to say, man, listening to what you said, I felt that shit all in my soul, bro. Like the back of my soul felt that shit. Like real rap, man. A tear almost came to my eye. Cause I always wondered how the fuck, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Like, really, how do people support losing ass teams forever? So I can only imagine what it's like to get a superstar right now or a potential superstar and see his development be stunted. DKM said what he said about it. K. Warren got his thoughts off. Let me get my thoughts off real quick. First off, and maybe I'm overanalyzing it, but just as a guy that is a self-purported basketball guy, I don't see a roster that's put together. That team is booty, butt cheeks, bro. On some boondock shit, like straight up. Booty, butt cheeks. Like, that's what that team is, bro. And the reason why I say that, what you're starting to see with the contending teams or the teams that want to get in the playoffs, they're starting to turn up the intensity on the defensive end. Their coaches are starting to make adjustments. I was saying when the season first started, I said this is going to be a season like no other because you're going to have many playoff series where you're playing teams back to back, and the good coaches are going to make adjustments. Let's move Melo to the side for a second. Hell, he's already on the side. He's probably still on the sideline fucking with James Borrego right now. With that being said, let's move him to the side right quick. All right? Let's just talk X's and O's. James Borrego may be the worst coach I've ever seen in my life in making adjustments. I'm being serious. This isn't hyperbole. He is the worst coach I've ever seen at making in-game adjustments and pre-game adjustments. When Nick Nurse and the Toronto Raptors came on the court tonight, they had already planned to break down that raggedy-ass zone. The raggedy-ass zone that they continue to have to run, not because of LaMelo, because if you look at statistics before the night, LaMelo was number 11 in the league as far as defensive rating, which is unbelievable. at 104. League average is supposed to be 103. He was right above the league average, but they still landed him in number 11. Take it for what it's worth. But my eyes tell me that this is true because Devontae Graham is the reason why they have to run that damn zone, him and Terry Rozier, because they're so undersized. Nick Nurse game plan for that zone. That's why they were able to get back in the game in the first half because they were exploiting the weak side of the zone. Devontae Graham doesn't have enough length to cover that much space. They don't play Melo enough for Melo to cover that space. Also, when it comes to adjustments on offense, they pretty much ran the same offense and just substituted Hayward for LaMelo in situational basketball at the end of the game. That's the X's and O's. That's the game planning. That's what he sucks at. I know he comes from the pot tree, and that's the little company line that they walk with, but he's trash as a coach, bro. Like, I've seen him get out-coached 3 games back-to-back. Tom Thibodeau, 4. Tom Thibodeau put a clinic on him. Even though they lost that game, Tom Thibodeau understood and put a blueprint out on how to slow LaMelo down, which is by keeping the big on the switch. Instead of having him switch, have him play off Melo and make Melo drives to the rack. And if no one cuts, then the only thing you're giving up is a 3-point shot. So Tom Thibodeau was the first one to make the adjustment. Going forward in this conversation, I know the question seems to be a bit hasty that DJ is asking. Are they ruining LaMelo Ball's career? Now, some of you might scoff at this. Some of you might laugh at it and say, oh, it's too early to say. But then you'll turn around and talk about how Lonzo was damaged his first 2 years with the Lakers, and he never really got his footing in the league, and he still hasn't gotten a fair opportunity. I am not seeing LaMelo Ball play any situational basketball, DKM. Am I tripping for being worried that he's never in the game in certain situations that allow a rookie to develop? Has that been surprising to you as well?
What is surprising to me is you've had 2 situations now at the end of games. You want to have your rookie out there to experience those, especially someone like LaMelo, who every man and their dog knows, right? Unless they fumble the biggest bag in history, he is going to be the guy from years to come that has the ball in their hands in those late game situations. Okay? So to not even put him out there on the floor to experience those moments and what to do, even if he's not the one taking the shot, just to be out there on the floor at the end of games. But what he does is he takes him in and out of games, and it's just like towards the end. And to more so to answer your question before I go on a rant completely off topic, they are suffocating his joy in a sense because, bro, like it was pointed out, he's not as engaged as he was on the sidelines. And how are you meant to enjoy your basketball when you're getting babied, when you don't deserve to be babied? Like, bro, like, what is the need to baby Melo like this? Like, to treat him like he's not this good, as if, like, all this stuff, like, the preconceptions about pre-draft, it's like, yo, we're not letting this little cocky or
Right.
family son, we're not letting him have our franchise. But he's shown he's nothing like that, and that narrative was a bunch of BS, and the fact he actually is already their best guard. Like, bro, Devontae Graham, bro, did you see the second last play of the game? He made up for it. He had a big free credit to him. He was trying to do a Damian Lillard, dribble the ball between his legs, drain the clock at half court, and then hit a step back free on Kyle Lowry. That is what Devontae Graham was trying to do when they were down 2. You know what I'm saying? They were down 2, had the chance to win the game with a 3, send it to overtime with a 2. And he's trying to be Damian Lillard. We're not talking about an established point guard here. We're not talking about 2 great guards that are ahead of Melo right now. We're talking about a guy in Terry Rozier who was a backup for the Celtics and the Hornets overpaid for because he had a bit of potential, and every team's hoping to, like, find a diamond in the rough like a James Harden. The Pistons did the same thing with Reggie Jackson a few years ago, and now we're seeing the same thing with Terry Rozier. It's like, oh, this guy gives decent production off the bench. Imagine if he was starting, he might be an all-star. That's what their move was to get Rozier. Okay, the same thing they tried it with Lance Stevenson before to be their franchise guy. And how did that work out for Charlotte? Again, Devontae Graham, a second rounder, had a decent season last year. Yes, these are like C plus, like B minus players, so B minus players. We're not talking about no CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard or a John Wall and a Bradley Beal ahead of them. You know what I'm saying? Where you really have to prove your worth. Melo is just as good, if not better, than these guys already. I'd say he's better than both of them already. And if you give him 38 minutes, like he's better than Devontae Graham. You cannot tell me Devontae Graham is better at basketball than LaMelo Ball right now. Like Melo puts up better numbers. He's got more to his game, and he does it in like half the minutes. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the game, bro, I'd have had Melo out there 100%. That whether he takes the shot or not, it makes no sense. And the coach isn't thinking long term at all. He's trying to win now because he's got these guys. He's like, bro, the priority for this team, instead of trying to bust your gut to make this 8th seed and get bounced out in the first round, forget this mediocre team you've got with a core of Gordon Hayward, Terry Rozier, 2 Celtics rejects, basically, and a decent player in Devontae Graham. That's your core. Instead of that, why not focus on the potentially really promising core around LaMelo Ball and Miles Bridges and get the most out of them? And then you've got some nice players around them like a PJ Washington, who I actually really like, a Jalen McDaniels, who has some promise, and then Vernon Carey, who deserves some time out there on the floor as well. And even Malik Monk to a lesser degree. Like, he's still young. He's like similar to Lonzo in a sense. It's like, you know what I mean? He's like a third-year player, never started. You know what I mean? He can do a few things. Like, why is Devontae Graham and Terry Rozier getting treated like they're damn all-stars, bro?
DKM, I'm about to give you the real. And chat section, prepare yourself. But before you prepare yourself, if you have not subscribed to DKM, go ahead, subscribe to DKM tonight. Do yourself a favor. Check him out. He has some of the best sports content on YouTube, period. Also, hit the like button, you know what I'm saying? And if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. This is a channel where you're going to get 100% truth. The real reason why they're doing this, let's just be practical. Let's just be practical. Let's not think with emotions. Let's be practical. They're not sold on LaMelo. They're just not. They're not sold on LaMelo, which makes them idiots, but they're not. That clip that DJ played that I recorded for Twitter, I cut it off because I didn't want it to go too long. But after Freddie Mitchell, who used to coach the Minnesota Timberwolves, made that statement about LaMelo needs to be the guy with the ball in his hand, needs to start and all of this stuff. After that comment, Greg Anthony made the comment, well, I think he's going to be their franchise player. I'm not really sure. That's a sentiment. The sentiment is exactly what DKM said, which is this young, cocky kid that never had to work for it. Let's see if he's for real. Let's put him through the ringer. Let's have him come off the bench. Let's see how he deals with coming off the bench. Let's see if he's willing to learn, quote unquote, situational basketball. Let's see if he's able to contain his freestyle of play. And will he take, quote unquote, good shots and things of this nature? I don't see, as I keep saying every night, the normal things that I see to develop rookies, I do not see it. They were talking about a rookie yesterday. I want to say it was Tyrese Halliburton, or it might have been someone else. And it was during a blowout. That was Cole Anthony last night. It was during a blowout, and Cole Anthony was still in the game. And one of the announcers was asking the other guy, he was like, so why is Cole Anthony still in the game? And the guy said he's a rookie. He needs every minute he can to properly develop in this league so he can make mistakes. So even if it's garbage time and he ends up with 33 minutes, it doesn't matter as long as he's gaining experience on the court. Cole Anthony was the 15th pick in the draft. Tyrese Halliburton for the Sacramento Kings is the 13th pick in the draft. And I see Tyrese Halliburton in more situations with situational basketball than I've seen with LaMelo all year. Also, I said it 2 weeks ago. I said, okay, so what's the plan here? For everyone that kept saying trust the process, I said, what's the plan here? Is the plan for him to get almost a triple-double, get a triple-double the next night, become the youngest to do it, and then come back and score in double figures, and when he starts to cool off, then you put him in the starting lineup? That doesn't make sense. Because the law of averages would tell a person with common sense that eventually Devontae Graham is going to shoot a little bit better. And a rookie is going to have bad games. So are you waiting for him to have a stretch of bad games so you can use it as an excuse not to put him in the starting lineup when Devontae Graham starts playing a little bit better? Now, unless you're trying to tear down, I don't understand how that would be the proper way to build up a young player's confidence. We reward you by giving you less minutes. Just like Kate Warren said, if LaMelo misses a shot, bro, I can already, if I walk to the kitchen and back, he's out of the game. Yet Devontae Graham in the fourth quarter of a tight game, Euro stepped, looked LaMelo off in the corner wide open, and shot an air ball floater from 2 feet. If that was Lonzo Ball, he would be a meme on Twitter right now. I question the intentions of the Charlotte Hornets with LaMelo Ball. I think they look at him as a project. And I think they are reserving the right, if they do end up with a bad record, to draft who they feel is potentially their franchise player. That's what to me, that's what it looks like they're doing with this kid. I don't see no third pick. I see no third pick perks or anything like that. Everything I see is against the odds. And Miles Bridges, bro, when it's time for his extension to come up, he need to get the hell out of Charlotte, bro. Because he's in his third year and they play him like a scrub. What do you think about that, DKM?
You said they need to get Miles Bridges out of there?
No, I said Miles Bridges needs to get the hell out of there. If they're going to continue to play him like a scrub and they're giving all this money to Gordon Hayward, I think Miles Bridges can go somewhere when his extension is up and start. It's no way in the hell I was saying Charlotte and take less money and be playing behind Gordon Hayward. That just doesn't make sense.
Bro, that's it, bro. With this, bro, this coach, right? He comes from the Spurs tree. What he needs to understand is Gordon Hayward is not Tim Duncan. Devontae Graham is not Tony Parker. And Terry Rozier is not Manu Ginobili. Okay? When they're drafting in the second round or late first round, you draft a Kyle Anderson or you draft a Lonnie Walker or DeJounte Murray. Yeah, you have them come off the bench, give them a bit of experience, ease them into it. That's normal. Okay? That's what you do with second round picks. The Spurs ain't ever drafting in the lottery. Spurs ain't picking players like what they got Tim Duncan, okay, like 2000, right? That was long before James Borrego, right? So my point is, he's treating his lottery pick, his number 3 pick in the draft, like he's damn a second round pick or like a late first round pick. This guy has favorites. It's clear as day, bro. The Martin twins. Like that was the perfect opportunity to start Miles Bridges with Gordon Hayward being injured. He could have started Miles Bridges.
They treat him like a scrub, bro.
And they started Caleb Martin, who played like 5 minutes tonight. How do you go from starting one game to playing 5 minutes? How does Cody, who everyone seems to think is the better Martin twin, get DMPs while the other one's getting in the starting lineup? Like, this coach has favorites, personal favorites in this team. And when we talk about potentially ruining LaMelo, right? This is the writing on the wall, bro. He's not starting. That Melo's not starting anytime soon, bro. I'm watching the games, bro, and I used to enjoy watching the games because it was exciting to see Melo, but it's like there's only so much you can do off the bench. What we're going to continue to keep seeing is these 11, 14 point, like between 11 and 14 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, sometimes 7 rebounds, 6 assists. And if he has a really good game, he'll get a triple-double in 25 minutes, right? But the fact of the matter is the Hornets have had 2 chances to close out games and take a W, steal a W against a Raptors team who, until they're playing the Hornets, they can't win a game. They played this Raptors team 4 times, twice in the preseason, twice in the regular season. I don't know what the record is. I'd assume it's probably 3-1 or they've lost all 4, right? But you got to come up with something to beat that team, and Devontae Graham is not the answer. Devontae Graham played hero ball. Like, what was he taking that shot for that he made? Right? Like, why is he pulling up like that? Like, fair enough, you made it. But, bro, is he the closer? Is he the guy? Because it seems like he's the guy on this team.
Facts. Even though they played Gordon Hayward, even though they paid Terry Rozier, once again, DKM, I keep asking. I have never seen a second round. I'm not going to disrespect midgets. I have never seen a second round 5'11" guy get treated like a franchise player when you just paid a guy $120 million who is injury prone. You paid this guy this, but Devontae Graham literally looks like James Borrego thinks he's the star of the team. For those of you asking about DJ, we're just keeping it warm until he pulled up. He'll be here soon, and you'll be able to get his thoughts. But that's my problem, DKM. Exactly what you said. He shoots with the ultimate green light. I don't even remember Gordon Hayward touching the ball the last 3 possessions. Am I wrong in that?
Bro, no, and you'd be okay with Gordon Hayward taking the last shot. That's fine. It's Gordon Hayward. He's the guy you paid all the money to. But Devontae Graham, Devontae Blue Cheese is what I'm calling him at the moment. Like, 30% from the field this season, 31% from free, 11 points per game. He's averaging 33 minutes. What?
Yeah, it's a travesty to watch, and I see all the theories in the chat, and I appreciate the theories, but I tend to side on the side of, to me, they look at this guy as a wild card project, and it's really going to be based off how quickly he acquiesces to the system. I've heard Woj say it on ESPN. They're taking LaMelo Ball slow because they want to see him develop it. And all this bullshit that you shouldn't be hearing from a crappy-ass team like Charlotte. Once again, the consumers should be frustrated when a losing-ass organization tries to tell you about development and a process, and you've been to the playoffs 10 times in 150 years, bro. Like, it's disrespectful.
Bro, like, I don't think Charlotte realized, bro, or this Hornets team realized. They finished the 9th seed in a weak Eastern Conference in a shortened season, and they seem to think they're this and that they're on the verge of being something. You've got a win-now team of mediocrity. You've got a couple of good players, decent players in their primes that have no ceiling to go nowhere. Like, a core of Gordon Hayward, Devontae Graham, and Terry Rozier is not getting you anywhere. That's the 15th seed in the Western Conference, right?
Facts.
You're lucky you're in the East. Okay.
Facts.
But what you do have fall into your lap is a superstar in the making. And when you watch LaMelo play, he is in that, whether you rate him as sealing his potential or not, he's in the same category as a rookie as Ja Morant was last year and
Facts.
Trae Young was the year before in terms of how good he is right now. I'm not saying he's as good as Luka Doncic was his rookie year, but he's a very good rookie. He's one of those rookies that comes in and is able to make a big difference, right? And whereas most rookies are projects, right? He was the number 3 overall pick. That's why he was the number 3 overall pick, because he's that type of player. Now, this just makes me think, and I keep thinking about this, bro. No one was hearing anything about Charlotte drafting LaMelo Ball until a day before Michael Jordan supposedly gave them the green light. I remember Rick Bonnell was the one, he's the Charlotte reporter, that was the one that was spreading all this news that LaMelo was going to fall beyond 3, that his stock was falling. Okay? I think what happened was Michael Jordan wanted LaMelo for all these other reasons. I don't know if Jordan really, he has some people in a position of power that he trusts to handle the basketball or whatever, right? Clearly, he ain't putting his foot down and saying, start LaMelo right now or you daft, right? From the moment, like you said, you made an interesting point. From the moment LaMelo has arrived in Charlotte, it's as if he's been given nothing. He's had to earn everything and earn more. It's like they don't give him his jersey. They say right off the bat when he's drafted, he's not going to get minutes. And then we see all these in-game weird situations where it's like he's getting treated like he's not damn near almost the best player on the team already. Like the team is PJ Washington better when LaMelo's on the court? Yes, he is. Is your man Miles Bridges better alongside LaMelo? Yes, they have great chemistry. Is Gordon Hayward get open looks with LaMelo? Yes. Is Terry Rozier get? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Everyone plays better with LaMelo, Biyombo, Zeller when he was available. He makes everyone else better, and he scores like, damn, he's capable of scoring 20 points. Like, it's just so annoying, bro. Rev, save me, bro. Save me.
Bro,
Save me.
bro,
Save.
you cooking, bro. You cooking. I mean, look, y'all welcome to the barbecue. Sunday morning, you ain't got shit to do. Everybody's free to express in the chat. Y'all talk about it. Hit the like button. DKM is cooking. Look, man. Look, it's some things on this team that is just not explainable. I don't understand where they're headed, but I will say this. All of these delusions of grandeur, of them going anywhere near the playoffs, y'all need to stop playing, bruh. Y'all need to stop playing, bruh. Let's break down this roster. Let's talk about this team. Let's really get into the nitty-gritty and the dirty facts about this team. The dirty facts is this. The dirty secret is this. If an average team plays their B-plus game against Charlotte, Charlotte has to struggle, fight, scratch, and claw to keep it close. It seems like the only game Charlotte wins is when a team comes in half-assed and lackadaisical. But if any team that is average comes in and is halfway focused and playing with intensity, Charlotte looks like a high school team. Let's go position to position. Bismack Biyombo is starting, man. Bismack Biyombo is the tallest player to hit the court for the Charlotte Hornets on a night in and night out basis. He's 6'9". They made Boucher for Toronto look like the second coming of Pascal Siakam against Golden State when he was just dropping buckets on Golden State. There is no resistance. They run a 2-3-1 zone like they're a college team because they have two guards at the top that cannot defend anyone one-on-one. The reason why they run that zone, I'm going to keep stressing it. They run that zone for one man. They run that zone because of Devontae Graham. That's why when Devontae comes out of the game, a lot of times if you study, they switch to a man-to-man switch at the top because Miles and Melo will start switching on their men. But you can't do that with Devontae because Devontae is Papa Smurf. That's his nickname for me. He be walking around the court acting like he all cock diesel and swole, looking like Papa Smurf in that blue jersey. The same play that they ran at the end of the game, the last game against Toronto, they went and ran it again so disrespectful. I told y'all about it the other night since we talked to X's and O's. It was a simple play. They run the 2-3-1 or the 2-3-2 zone when Devontae Graham is in the game. So all they do is when the seconds are winding down in the fourth quarter, it's an easy bucket for any team in the league. They put Boucher in the corner by the baseline because that's where Devontae is standing, and they throw a simple lob to Boucher to shoot a layup because Devontae Graham doesn't come up to the man's ankles. Now, how the hell is Rev sitting on a couch Thursday night smoking a blunt? How the hell do I know this, but James Borrego doesn't know they're going to run the same play? And sure enough, tonight they ran the same exact play. They ran the same exact play. And guess what? Surprise, surprise. It got the same exact result. So when he comes to the media with all this malarkey and bullshit talking about, oh, well, LaMelo needs to improve on his turnovers and LaMelo needs to improve on defense. Y'all tell me the last time you looked on your TV and saw Devontae Graham stop anyone in any portion of defense. If they're going to the rack, he lets them blow by. If he's under the rack, he can't stop anyone. What is his usage on the defensive end for the Charlotte Hornets? He hit that three in the fourth quarter before he hit the last one. He came down, shot a three. The Toronto Raptors color analyst was going crazy. Oh, Devontae's getting better. He's looking a lot better. He's a threat to the Toronto Raptors. As soon as he hit that three, his man came down with a head full of steam, bumped his little Papa Smurf ass, and tapped the backboard and hit a layup. I tell y'all every time, anything you're getting with offensive production from him, you're losing on the rebounding end and you're losing on defense. That's why his ass should be coming off the bench. He should come off the bench with a taller lineup to protect him. Why is this so hard to understand? It's hard to understand because there's an agenda at foot. This is deeper than basketball, and no one else can tell me this. If LaMelo's name, once again, was LaMelo Jackson, and he dropped a triple-double and was the youngest player to drop a triple-double after coming off all of those double-digit games and double-digit assist games, LaMelo would be starting. It's no way in hell, if Anthony Edwards was having this kind of season, he would be starting. Tyrese Halliburton has already started a game. Tyrese Maxey is already starting the game. Oh, well, they had people out of the lineup. Gordon Hayward was out of the lineup, fam. James Borrego, when they asked him who could take the minutes that Gordon Hayward has, he mentioned everybody on the roster other than LaMelo. So I think, like always, like I always say, a lot of this is Ball family bias. I can't say it for anything else than what it is. It's Ball family bias. What do you think, DKM?
I think that obviously is always a factor when it comes to any of these three players because it's just like they don't get the same respect in the NBA. They get it from everywhere except the NBA. And NBA coaches are players who are not on good terms with the Ball family, obviously, because that was one of the biggest mistakes LeVar ever made, was calling out the NBA coaches, because the Players Association are always going to back each other. You've got the Warriors, Steve Kerr doesn't think highly of them. Rick Carlisle doesn't think highly of them. And those are just the ones that spoke out. Luke Walton, you know what I'm saying? That's another one. So these are all coaches who have spoke out against LeVar. The Coaching Association does not rock with the Ball family. And is it no surprise that in the NBA, everywhere, it seems to be problems with the coaches? And someone said, are we not being hypocritical right now, calling out LeVar for complaining about the coaches when that's what we're doing right now? The difference is we were calling out the coaches with Lonzo, but there was also some validity to it in a sense because Lonzo wasn't playing well, really.
Exactly. This shit ain't rocket science, man. Come on.
LaMelo's playing very, very well whenever he's on the court. He is one of the best, if not the best players on the team. He makes everything click. Everyone can see this. And it's like he has this love and he has personal favorites. This coach loves Devontae Graham and he loves Caleb Martin. Those are two players that are among his favorites. And he's got a bunch of players on this team who are all the same height and all do basically the same thing. Like Biyombo and PJ Washington are similar builds. PJ Washington's a better three-point shooter, which makes him more valuable. You've got Gordon Hayward and LaMelo Ball, who are similar sizes. Gordon Hayward's a veteran. He's a scorer. I'm not going to compare their play styles, right? But 2 6'8" guys, you know what I'm saying, they can score the ball, shoot at a relatively efficient rate, and are capable of scoring 20 points. You've got Devontae Graham and Terry Rozier, both very undersized short guards who do pretty much the same thing. They're decent three-point shooters. They're volume scorers. They take a lot, you know what I'm saying? They're neither are elite distributors or facilitators. You've got the Martin twins, who are identical players, who are the same damn height, the same, you know what I'm saying? They're basically the same damn person, right? And you're just interchanging these players that all play. You don't have any other options. It's not like anything. You have another, like...
That's why they trash.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like you've got like a different dynamic. You can switch up the style. It's just a bunch of players all trying to play point guard, running around like headless chickens.
Yo, DKM, have you ever seen that Spider-Man meme where Spider-Man is pointing at himself?
Yes.
That's the Charlotte Hornets, bro. They are a walking Spider-Man meme. Devontae Graham can stand across from damn Terry Rozier and be like, me. PJ Washington can stand across from Miles Bridges and be like, me. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the same players. It's the worst built roster I've ever seen in my life. Like, it is, bro. It's a lot of talent. I've seen this on teams like this before, where you have all of this young talent, but it's just like a crackhead went in a toy box and just threw everything all over the place. Like, there's no organization to this roster. There's no organization to this roster. It makes no sense. Their rotations make no sense. Bro, for anybody that lives in Charlotte, please ask your reporters, ask your local media. Did somebody kidnap McDaniels? Is he on the team? Did he make the trip? I'm not being funny. Is he on the COVID watch list? How did this guy go from getting minutes at the beginning of the season? I don't even see Son on the bench no more.
Bro, I'm pretty sure he might have started the last game as well, and he had a DNP tonight. Am I correct? Let me turn on my screen real quick. Is this Jalen McDaniels? I'm really confident this. Look at this right here. Let me turn on my screen. Is this Jalen McDaniels right here? Oh, we need DJ to press the button. Maybe you. Is that Jalen McDaniels right there?
Nah, that's PJ. That's PJ Washington.
No, PJ Washington's the bald guy. Unless
no,
he
that's
maybe got
PJ Washington. That's 40-year-old Biombo. That's Papa Smurf, and that's the Martin twin.
Okay, I thought because of that haircut it was McDaniels. I take it he's had this haircut since then because PJ Washington's damn near bald right now, right?
Bro, that's how long it's been since you've seen McDaniels. You don't even know how the boy look. It's a missing person, man. He's a missing person. He's 6'9", DKM. He's 6'9".
Well, my thing is, right, okay, so how does this Caleb Martin go from starting? Bro, and another thing, if you look at the minutes tonight, Malik Monk played 22 minutes the other night. Did he even get on the court? He played like 2 minutes. How do you go from playing 22 minutes one night to 2 the next? These rotations are just horrible. Like, they're all over the place.
Hey, tech guy. We appreciate all the hard work you're doing, brother. Can you do us a favor and get Devontae Graham ugly ass mug off that screen? I seen enough of him tonight, man. Thank you. I can't take it, man. I can't take watching this guy parade around the court looking like Super Mario or something, man. Like, with his chest poked out. He gets to shoot any shot he wants to shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just disrespectful. It's absolutely disrespectful. I've never seen a guy like him with such a green light. You know, and like I said, it doesn't make sense for business either because they're running the value of this player up. He's going to be wanting more come extension time, whatever team he goes to. That's probably why they can't trade his ass because they probably calling people that are fielding trades and they're probably like, yeah, we got the guy that was fourth in running for most improved player. Who you talking about, Devontae? Yeah, we want Andre Drummond for him. They probably laughing him out the office, man. Ain't nobody trading Andre Drummond for Devontae Graham.
Bro, all I hope is that the only reason they're doing this is to maybe up their trade value. That's the only thing I'm hoping. That's it. They're trying to get make these guys look as good as possible so they can get as much in return and go young. Because if this is what their game plan is going forward, what is the long-term plan for Miles Bridges? He's in year 3 right now. Man should be starting right now, and he's not because they've committed long-term to an injury-prone, mediocre, borderline, not quite all-star player in Gordon Hayward.
I'm gonna say something, DKM. I'm gonna ask you this real quick, and I'm gonna let you cook.
Go ahead.
I don't really like Jordan Hayward's style, man. And I feel like it affects the offense at times. I know he gets buckets, but to me, he's becoming more and more of a volume scorer. Do you feel like he's a problem as well as far as disrupting the offense?
Well, just because he's not good enough to be the number one option he's capable of putting up numbers on a bad team, which is exactly what he's doing right now. In terms of he's just a bucket getter. That's what he is. He's an experienced bucket getter who's a very well-rounded, good player. He's a good-ass player, right? If you didn't just draft a superstar, then I can understand what they're trying to do right now, right? But they're putting potentially the development of someone who doesn't have a ceiling. There is no ceiling to how good LaMelo Ball will become. And they're compromising that because it's like, okay, we just want to be this middle of the pack Eastern Conference team. That's what we are. And Gordon Hayward contributes to that. He doesn't make anyone around him better. He's just a number one option, consuming a lot of minutes, and you pay him all that money, and you have him inbounding at the end of the game.
For everyone that is always high capping for Mr. Glass, aka Gordon Hayward, look, bro, DKM is a little bit higher on Gordon Hayward than I am. He's mad at me. You know what I'm saying? He has games where if he shoots it 100 times, he'll get you 30. You know what I'm saying? So let's not even argue about his scoring. Let's just say he can score. What he never needs to not do is bring the ball up the floor when LaMelo Ball is on the court.
Facts.
Because we've seen too many times where he comes through looking like the movie Hoosiers, trying to cross over in the lane, and the ball is rolling out of bounds. My guy, Miles Bridges, he's even buying into this positionless basketball. Miles had a terrible turnover in the third quarter because they asking him to do something that doesn't play to his strengths. He's dribbling the ball up the court. PJ Washington, dribbling the ball up the court. You do not have the personnel for positionless basketball. Even though you draft like things are positionless and everyone's the same height, it's like you're allergic to 7-footers. That doesn't mean you're the Golden State Warriors. You're not the Golden State Warriors. You are the Charlotte Hornets. You're the Charlotte Hornets. No one is expecting you to go anywhere this year. If you do, congratulations. But what you need to be doing, as we keep saying on this channel, is developing your identity and your culture and trying to get fans to be interested in your team. Like, I don't understand the identity of this team.
What? Yeah, it's mediocrity. It's like they're settling for mediocrity. It's like they're chasing mediocrity. It's like they've been so bad for so long, they have a chance to be decent. Just, oh, we might get the 8th seed. Let's go all in for the 8th seed. As if it's the Houston Rockets last year. It's like, let's go all in for this championship run with Harden and Westbrook and small ball. Like you said, bro, everyone the same damn height. It makes no sense why you have these nice young players. And let's not act like Miles Bridges is like the next coming of damn Kevin Durant or something. He's not, right? But he's a very good young player with great chemistry with LaMelo Ball. I don't know what his ceiling is, Miles Bridges, but I like when he's on the floor. He's one of, and I like PJ Washington too. Again, don't mistake me for being ultra high on Gordon Hayward, but he is in a higher category to me than Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham. What I mean is he's been an all-star. He's a credible player. Whether he makes the team better or not, well, he certainly doesn't make this team that much better. But I can live with Gordon Hayward for now, at least being, let's say, the number one option on the team, because he does have the history. He has earned some stripes in this league. Devontae Graham ain't earned nothing. He had a second half of last season that was pretty solid on a bad team, and he's getting treated like he is an elite point. Devontae Graham is one of the worst starting point guards in the NBA in a sense. You know what I mean? Like, if you were to read out the starting point guards in the NBA, like off the top of the dome, let's forget all your Currys, your Dames, your Westbrooks, your John Walls, right? Guys like Ricky Rubio or Devontae Graham, I'm taking Ricky Rubio. Guys like D'Angelo Russell or Devontae Graham, I'm taking D'Angelo Russell. Guys like De'Aaron Fox or Devontae Graham, I'm taking De'Aaron Fox. Guys like, I mean, bro, I'm reaching, like, who?
Bro, it ain't a point guards you could throw out there, man. Throw somebody in the G League, they better than Devontae Graham.
Yeah, and bro, I don't even think he's a terrible player, don't get me wrong. If he was coming off the bench, I'd be like, nice. Could you imagine how much nicer the dynamic of this team would be if you had Devontae Graham playing 22 minutes a night? You had Melo starting, playing the 38 minutes. You had him with Miles and Washington and Gordon Hayward in there maybe. And, bro, they needed a big man. And I didn't get to this point earlier, what I was saying, bro. I think James Borrego wanted a big man. I do not think he wanted LaMelo Ball. Clearly, he didn't want LaMelo Ball.
Facts.
Clearly, he didn't want LaMelo Ball. He was happy with his franchise player in Devontae Graham, and he was happy with his Terry Rozier, and he was gassed to pick up Gordon Hayward. This coach is not thinking long term. Does he not see himself there long term or something? Is he trying to make this team as good as possible right now? And he thinks by having who he thinks is win now players like, bro, Devontae Graham he's Devontae Graham. Devontae Blue Cheese.
Bro, James Borrego is a bridge coach. That's all he is. I don't even think James Borrego makes any real decisions. I'm sticking by that. I'm standing on that. I don't think this man makes any major decisions. He just reminds me of a guy that's just like a brown noser. Like a guy that's just, he's a figurehead. But everyone knows that he doesn't make any real decisions. Check out the remix. Roll the record back. The night that Melo got drafted, before James Borrego came out and said anything, you had Mitch Kupchak sitting up there looking like Tales from the Crypt, talking about, oh, well, first off, LaMelo's not going to be given any minutes. He's not going to be given any minutes. He's going to, he's going to have to earn his minutes. And Terry can handle the ball. Devontae can handle the ball. And the night I saw him say that, I wanted to break my phone. Because I'm thinking, damn, I didn't know he got drafted to the Golden State Warriors 17. Shit. But I didn't know he was on the Lakers. I went to refreshing my phone and trying to figure out, did a trade happen? Did Mitch Kupchak go back to the Lakers? Because I could have sworn he was saying that Melo had to earn his minutes on the Charlotte Hornets. And I remember a lot of people saying back then, oh, well, no, he's just saying that. And LaMelo is the friend. I was thinking, nah, he's not just saying that. For him to say that, that means that's a mandate. The front office truly believes that Melo has to earn it and be a project and develop. They are not treating him like the third pick in the draft. You brought up Miles Bridges. You keep LaMelo and Miles Bridges together for 3 years, Miles Bridges can give you 18 points a night. All Miles Bridges has to do is run the floor and do pick and rolls with Melo. That's all he got to do. And Melo can get him paid. Everything that they're searching to look for, I'm higher on Miles Bridges this year than I am PJ Washington. First off, PJ Washington came into camp looking out of shape, and then he came in the second game and said, I am out of shape. He said he had to get in better shape. He doesn't run the floor as good as Miles Bridges. To me, he's very inconsistent, and I understand the reason why he's inconsistent. He's really a three forward that's not big enough to play power forward, but it's not quick enough to play small forward. He's a tweener. Miles Bridges is a tweener as well, but he's so damn athletic, he makes up for his lack of height. I don't see a lot of tradable assets, DK. I'm going to say that. That's one. I don't see a lot of directions they can go in and get better. Better still, between Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham, this is why I'm starting to get worried about LaMelo starting this year. Between Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham, we got to say Terry Rozier has the highest draft value. But what if nobody wants those guys? That's a scary thought that I want the chat to think about. What if no one wants those guys for the price Charlotte is asking? Are we stuck with a Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham backcourt for the entire season? Because it's game 13 and I'm ready to cancel my league pass. Are we looking at that, DKM? Is that possible?
Well, I don't know what value. I mean, Terry Rozier, yes, right? They both have some trade value, right? But heck, no one will be as high as on them as Charlotte are. No one's building the franchise.
That's the point.
That's why do you think Terry Rozier would have gone to Charlotte? Charlotte's a last resort that you signed for, bro, as a free agent. I'm sorry. Gordon Hayward wanted the money. He probably looked at every other possibility, and he took the bag in Charlotte because he wanted long-term security financially, and he was okay with just putting up a bunch of points on a bad team. and getting paid $100 million to do so because he didn't like his role in Boston and he kind of wanted to be a part of something similar to Utah, okay? Right? You say Miles Bridges and PJ Washington, right? They're my two personal favorites because while I agree I'm higher on Bridges than I am Washington, like Washington, I think he has good chemistry with Melo. Not as good as Miles Bridges, but heck, I like both of them. You know what I mean? I don't have a problem with them, and I know Melo and PJ are really good friends. So I like that. They've known each other for a long time or whatever. Miles and PJ from training camp, Melo was always talking about those two guys specifically. Right. Jalen McDaniels, you don't see much of him at all, so I'm not even going to include him on this list. But, like, let me read out Miles Bridges' stats on this year. He's averaging, I don't know how Miles Bridges is playing 26 minutes a game because it doesn't feel like that, okay? But he's averaging 26 minutes a game. He's giving you 9 points. He's shooting 41% from three and 46% from the field. He's getting you 5 boards as well. And he's not missed a free throw all year. Okay? That's nice production from a bench player. And when you consider they're 22 years old, that should be something you're like, oh, okay. If this guy's doing this off the bench, he's getting 10 points. Well, maybe he's capable of getting us an efficient 18 points, especially when we've got someone who he has great chemistry with on the team. PJ Washington, right? Similarly, he's a second-year player, 22 years old. He's averaging 12 a game. He's playing 28 minutes a night. He's shooting 37% from three and 42% from the field, grabbing 7 boards. That's 12 and 7 is decent production from your like 4th option in the starting lineup. So I don't mind him. Bro, we're talking about the Charlotte Hornets, right? Again, it's not a great lineup, right? But they're higher on my list than some of these other dons. You know what I mean? Some of these other guys that I'm sick of seeing, right? But now we need to, Rev, what we need to start doing is we need to stop calling them the Charlotte Hornets as in a derogatory term, because the Charlotte Hornets actually had some credibility in the 90s when they had Larry Johnson, Muggsy Bogues, Alonzo Mourning. This is the Charlotte Bobcats rebranded. These are the Bobcats. When you say you're the Charlotte Hornets, it doesn't hit that bad. Just because they've had a revamp doesn't make this franchise any better than it was when they were the Charlotte Bobcats. Okay, Melo has been drafted to the Charlotte Bobcats, who just...
Once again, the thing that is confusing for the slow burners and the persons with all the apologies for the reason why LaMelo isn't starting, PJ Washington started his first game in Charlotte. PJ Washington didn't have to earn it. PJ Washington didn't have to go through the process. PJ Washington didn't have to do any of these things. LaMelo Ball is triple times the player that PJ Washington will ever be. It makes no sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. The reason why I said that about Bridges and Washington, bro, because like we said, it's the Spider-Man meme, man. It's the Spider-Man meme, and you're going to have to get rid of one of those guys. And the reason why you're going to have to get rid of one of those guys, probably by midseason next year, you either got to trade PJ or you got to trade Miles, because you're giving Gordon Hayward $120 million. And you just can't have that log jam at that position. I don't know. Like I said, I go back to my earlier point that I always said. It was draft night. I was watching attentively. They said Anthony Edwards was going to the Timberwolves. I was like, okay, man, I ain't mad at that. My hands was crossed for Melo to go to Golden State. When he didn't go to Golden State, and that interview didn't go through on ESPN, I just turned the TV off because I knew it was a damn train wreck. Nothing good has come out of Charlotte since Muggsy Bogues, Larry Johnson, and Alonzo Mourning. All pieces that they managed to lose. So they should be taking from history and understanding the importance of having a superstar. They don't come around small markets every day. I got to give it up to the Bucks, man. They do anything in their power to keep Giannis right there in Milwaukee. They do anything in their power. Okay, you want us to sign your brother? Straight. Hey, you want us to sign your grandma? Straight. Oh, you want us to give you this? Straight. That's how you treat a superstar player in a big market. Okay, well, Melo isn't that yet. Well, shit, we never gonna know what Melo is, and we never give him a chance to play situational basketball. Also, I brought this up at the beginning of the show. I need to understand how a rookie goes on a hot streak like that. And instead of gaining minutes after that hot streak, he's losing minutes. How does that help with the development of a player? All of this makes me come back to my earlier point, which is I don't think Charlotte is sold on LaMelo Ball. I'm about to throw out a name, DKM. And I'm not saying LaMelo is this because I don't think it. I don't think he's this at all. It's insane to think he is. But you know how they treat Melo, bro? And I heard comparisons before the draft, and I heard Bill Simmons say it. They treat him like Michael Carter Williams. They treat him like Michael Carter Williams. I know Michael Carter Williams was given the keys to Philadelphia in his rookie year, but the entire time he had the keys, they were behind his back saying he wasn't the franchise player. I feel like they treat him as a guy that has a lot of things to work on and develop, which is his quote-unquote shooting form and his defense, and they use that as an excuse to hold him back with his overall quote-unquote being a spoiled kid, all of these talking points. It doesn't seem like they sold on him. Do you feel like they're sold on LaMelo Ball? Do you feel like he's their franchise player in their eyes?
Bro, what I don't understand is how is like people this idea that Melo's this spoiled kid. Like, okay, his dad was a borderline fringe athlete, made a little bit of money. They had they weren't. I wouldn't say the Ball family were. You know what I'm saying? They needed Allen to come in to help them fund their personal business. They made that money where it was Lamborghinis, Ferraris for Facebook, and LaMelo was a big part of that because he helped create the hype. Because he was this little kid on Chino Hills lighting it up at 12 years old, right? So he is one of the reasons he's entitled to his cut or his personal, like, cars and chains, whatever it was they bought him, right? So this idea that he's just spoiled, like he's Steph Curry or something, do you know what I mean? Like, having been, like, younger son of Dell, right? It
Right.
ain't. I'm losing words at this point, bro. I mean, how do you like try and give explanations for just straight stupidity? I've seen enough from LaMelo already to know that in the Eastern Conference, by year 2, if he was given the keys like Trae Young, he would be an all-star, averaging over 20 a game and 10 assists. He's had something, he's going to improve throughout the year. He's going to work on things next season. He's going to get better. He's already giving you 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists in 24 minutes. There's nothing he's doing inefficiently. What is it? When you just look at his numbers, he's averaging 2 turnovers a game. That's not a lot. He's shooting 70% from the free throw line. That's okay. He's shooting 33% from the 3-point line, 40% from the field.
The more you talk about it, I think we have our
6
answer.
assists a game off the bench.
We got our answer, bro. We got our answer. We were saying it.
What's up?
The answer is definitely
DJ is here.
Pull it up, the man of the hour, DJ. What's going on, brother?
Real quick, finish up what you were
DJ's
saying,
here.
Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah. We hear you.
Let's get it cracking, man.
Hold on. What's the answer? Tell us real quick, Greg.
Well, real quick before DJ goes, the answer is I don't think everyone in the organization is sold on the guy.
Okay. Why draft him?
Revenue streams, likes, controversy, helping you in a season where you're not going to have fans in the stands, helping you generate internet interest, which brings in, overall value. That's what I think. I think he's kind of like a sideshow to them, to be real with you. That's why they use him for all the promotion and then give him 22 minutes a night. They don't treat him like a franchise player.
All right, on you go, DJ. floor is yours.
Yes, what I saw tonight was utterly pathetic. A franchise with no direction, no leadership, and a coach that's so weak, so senile, so corrupt. It makes me not even want to watch basketball. James Borrego say some fuck shit tonight. They asked him about Devontae Graham. He was like, Tay, that's what we call him. Tay looked like old Tay, man. He was something else, man. He was great out there. His face lit up. I don't think James Borrego likes LaMelo for some reason. You ask him a question about LaMelo Ball, he's frowning, he's bitching, he's getting an eye roll, he's complaining to the media, he's getting uncomfortable. You ask him about Devontae Graham. Wow, that's my boy. He showed up, man. He put those stats up. I can tell you right now, James Borrego's so happy that Devontae Stat Pat Graham put up 20 points, then his team losing. His team lost. And if you look at James Borrego's facial expression after the post-game interview, the shine was clearly unbothered. That's what tripped me off a bit. Usually coaches, when you lose games like that, close games, you're frustrated. You're angry. You say this team got to do this team got to do that. But I saw none of that. And all I got to say is we see the fuck shit. We see all the fuck shit. And they better be careful because there's a bigger scope since they have LaMelo Ball on their team. Each game, the average viewer will see the horrible lineups. They'll see LaMelo's minutes decreasing. Devontae Graham pretty much played 40 minutes tonight. Now, anyone who's joined the chat, you watch Devontae Graham play. Does he look like a player that deserves that many minutes? Hell no. If it was Gordon Hayward, which you paid $120 million for, or Terry Rozier, you understand that. But fake pop smoke looking Devontae Graham should not be playing close to even 30 minutes. He's playing so bad, and I know he had 20 fluky points because no one's trying to guard him. He shouldn't even play 25 minutes. I'll give him 20 minutes if I was a coach. This is how bad he's been playing. Kids, they grow up and they hear coaches telling them, everything you get, you earn. You earn. Before the season started, they said LaMelo got to earn this. LaMelo got to earn trust. LaMelo got to do this. He's doing that. Even after a triple-double, they're fucking with him. They're doing mental gymnastics. They're psychoanalyzing him. I see the playbook. They're trying to make him change his style. What makes LaMelo great is he's unconscious. He plays with no fear. He plays with a joy and a happiness. He's a fighter. They're trying to take that away from the kid. And then they fucked with him in the fourth quarter. In the last minute, did you see what he did with LaMelo? Take him in and out of the lineup. In and out of the lineup. Fucking with him. Wasting his time. If you're not going to play him 30 minutes, why would you play him sparingly in that last 2 minutes? Why? And for those who are on the channel right now, make sure you hit the icon button, subscribe to the channel.
You hit that thumbs up button, it turns light blue for the Charlotte Hornets. Go do that. We at 80. Let's get 81 for Kobe. Let's keep it going, bro.
Exactly,
keep it going,
man. I'm toying around with this new technology I got on this channel.
Almost at 100, bro. If you could get to 100 likes, bro, that really would help push DJ's content through the YouTube algorithm, and we need the people to see this because we need the people to hear the real. We almost at 100. Damn, you guys are the best.
Yeah, hit that like button. If anyone has not hit the like button, hit the like button so we could do this longer, so we can stay on.
DKM.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video that was posted earlier this week after LaMelo Ball's game against, I want to say, against the Mavericks? No, it was against the Knicks. And when they're asking James Borrego about changing the starting lineup and the problems they're having with rebounding, and James Borrego comes out of his mouth and says, well, we really don't have a problem with rebounding because, Melo is getting all the rebounds. He takes everyone's rebounds. But no, all seriousness. I noticed tonight, and I wasn't tripping, LaMelo was not attacking the glass like he normally attacks it. It would be times where it would seem like he was about to go get the rebound and he wouldn't do it. This is what we mean about messing with his game. Did you hear that comment when James Borrego made that comment? And have you ever heard a coach talk about a lottery pick like that?
Bro, I don't watch the interviews no more because I think he's a clown. Bro, the last time I watched an interview of his was the 3-point conversion stuff where he was like saying, oh, I trust Devontae Graham shooting with my life. Meanwhile, the guy is shooting like 11% from 3-point range on the season, and he's saying I trust him with his life, bro. And no, so no, I didn't see that. But DJ, I want to reply to something you said, and I actually was almost sick when I heard what you said. Right? You said you were listening to an interview from James Borrego post game, and he said, "Oh, on Devontae Graham's performance tonight, when he went a standard 7 of 15 from the field and got 20 points, okay, and 7 assists and 5 rebounds, right? Something LaMelo pretty much does every night, right? But neither here nor there. He said, quote what you said, right? I'm going to quote what you said on his behalf. He looked like old Tay tonight. Bro, what the fuck is old Tay? What
Tay.
What am I talking about? Like it's Isaiah Thomas back to his MVP season or something or D Rose going back, winding the clock back when he scored those 50 points. What the fuck is old Devontae Graham? Are you serious?
Y'all, wow, Tay Bay. He'll do anything for Tay Bay. Don't say anything bad about Tay Bay. Something's weird with those two, man. It's odd, man. I'm like, does Devontae Graham got something on James Borrego or something? Because it's weird. No coach in the NBA would do that type of shit.
Bro, do you want me to tell you what old Tay is? Old Tay is the Tay we've been seeing all season, which was the Tay from the G League that got drafted in the second round. That's the old Tay we've been seeing. That's probably maybe the real Tay, if you take away his 18 points per game last season, which is just a bit suspicious now when I'm looking at it. You know what I mean? When you're not watching the games and you're hearing about this Devontae Graham guy that's like doing really well and having a most improved player season or whatever, you're saying, oh, he went from 4 points per game to 18 points per game. He must be good. But this guy, bro, like thinking he Damian Lillard draining the clock, bro, like at the end of the game, like and then airball and then not even getting a shot off on Kyle Lowry. How can you not get a shot off over Kyle Lowry? How'd you get blocked by Kyle Lowry?
Because you're shorter than Kyle Lowry. Yo, son is shorter than Kyle Lowry. Look, bro, they bully this man defensively. Like, just y'all go back and look at the game. Whenever Toronto needs a bucket, they drive straight at Devontae Graham. In the first half, their plan when anybody switched on Melo was to drive to the rack. They wanted to test Melo's gangster to see if he played defense. Melo caused a turnover on the boy that looked like a linebacker for Toronto. I can't think of his name right now. But the dude looked like he's supposed to be a defensive end for the Cleveland Browns. He was driving to the baseline, and LaMelo cut him off, and it was a turnover. And that was the last time they attacked LaMelo in man-to-man until the fourth quarter when Kyle Lowry did it, and he got stopped as well. But anytime they get a chance to exploit or extort Devontae Graham, he's like a turnstile. DJ, I asked DKM already, so I want to ask you, brother.
No doubt.
What do you see as far as their intentions for LaMelo? I know you named the show. Are they ruining his career? Are they attempting to? What are your true feelings as far as what do you think their plan is for LaMelo? Like really, what do you really think, brother?
Oh boy, I'm not trying to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but hey, we're gonna keep it raw with this. I see the Hornets are trying to indoctrinate LaMelo, his way of thinking, the way he plays, into the way they play. And every time he does something well and he amazes the crowd, it does something that we haven't seen before, the coach hates it because it's not their structured way. And that's why you see LaMelo Ball being subbed in and out after he does a good play. But he keeps Devontae in, even though he stinks up the joint, ball hogging and stat padding. You know, it's very hypocritical what James Borrego is doing. That's why the thumbnail that was made, shout out to my boy DW Stats. That's why the thumbnail was made. It's sinister. I mean, James Borrego is the NBA sinister. Like, I can't even trust that dude. You look at him, I don't see good intentions. Usually when I read their characters, see how they are, I can get a vibe. And the vibe I get with James Borrego, LaMelo better watch out for his career, his future career, because James Borrego does not have his best interests. He's all about his guys, which is the Martin twins and fake-ass Pop Smoke-looking Devontae Graham. Those are his guys. He gonna ride and die with that guy. That's why he wasn't pissed off about today's game and lit up when they asked him about Devontae. He's like, finally, you asked me about the Devontae. Now, he didn't say that, but in his mind, he was like, finally, I've been waiting for you guys to ask me that.
Oh, Tay.
Tay Bay.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's just, it's just something to behold, man. It's something to behold. And to Luis in the chat section, you were making a comment. The question is small thinking. Jermaine Jackson, LaMelo's manager, will never let Borrego ruin his career. Come on now with the clickbait question. It is not a clickbait question. We just went through this discussion with D'Angelo and Lonzo, and we told y'all if it ever came to a point where we saw things happening in LaMelo's career that are dangerous, and we were going to speak up and tell the truth. We're not being biased. What the hell is Jermaine Jackson supposed to do? Bust up in the damn front office like Superman? Hey, you, don't ruin Melo's career. Well, I mean, come on, bro. Like, I mean, what the hell is that going to do? When you're in these kind of situations, it takes a lot of maneuvering. And a lot of times, if you want to get out of a situation like this early, you got to become the villain. But it sucks for LaMelo because if he takes that route, you know what I'm saying, and he already has this narrative over his head, it's almost like he has to stand up and clap every time the camera is on. He has to always appear to be happy. And I know his family knows this. They always have to do things extra great. Because if they do anything, it's so scrutinized, then they'll make it, oh, LaMelo Ball is a spoiled brat trying to get out of Charlotte because he's not getting his way. Somebody made the comment earlier, and it was like LeVar didn't complain about the coach in Australia. That's not true. LeVar did complain about the coach. He was complaining about the way Aaron Brooks was being used. And I'm not going back and forth about is he wrong or right about that. But it just lends itself to the narrative that they already have about, oh, this kid's entitled and this and that. So it can't be a situation where LaMelo makes a lot of waves and acts like he wants to get traded. Because if you think the press is bad for LaMelo now, if he was to make a fuss in the next year or two saying he wanted out of Charlotte, oh, see, he just wants to go to a team that lets him do what he wants to do. He's been coached by his father. So it's just an ugly situation. And that's why DJ named it this topic, because it is a serious situation. And that's why, once again, new media is needed. Yeah, I saw JJ last live. You know what I'm saying? JJ see what's going on, but they got different plans bigger than Borrego. JJ also said that Melo was going to be drafted number 1 and number 2. He went on his live on draft night and said he was going to the Golden State Warriors. Did not happen. So come on, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, like, these things are not for sure. No player's career is for sure. No player's career is certain. James Rose. You want to read that, DJ?
James Rose. Shout out to the $4.99 super chat. He said, Tay Bay. Oh man, that's James Borrego boot thing right there. I mean, it's I wouldn't be surprised after every game. James Borrego laced out, hey, Tay, since you are my favorite player, I gave you a full robe and food all over there. We're not giving the players shit. It's all about you and the Twins. You and the Twins can have everything on this team, access to anything in Charlotte, because you're Tay-Bay. That's what James Borrego is probably doing.
He's like, Tay-Bay, what that mouth do, boy?
I would really want to know what the Martin twins and Devontae Graham's pre-draft write-ups are. Because I know in inner circles in the league, Charlotte has to be a laughing stock for having these guys so high in the rotation. Bro, like DKM said, man, 38 minutes for Devontae Graham, bro. Make it make sense, bro. LeBron, those are marquee players in a conference number, let alone on a team. 38 minutes, man. And sometimes I be looking at Terry Rozier on the bench. Terry Rozier be looking like this some old bullshit. I never see a stretch of seconds or minutes in a game where Devontae Graham is out of the game for more than 2 minutes. And I dread it because as soon as I see him back in the game, I'm like, damn, Melo got to play with this. I ain't going to say what I be thinking, but it just seems like he's constantly in the game, fucking up the rotation. I'm messing up the rotation. My bad.
They're asking for a skit about Graham and Borrego. Bro, the Twins. Even 3-point conversion said it. He was like when we had him on, he was like, he does really like those Twins, doesn't he? It's just a weird, bro. And everyone says that Cody's better than Caleb, but Caleb's the one that gets all the minutes. You know?
It's so disrespectful, DKM, to have a player like Terry Rozier who's more efficient than Graham, to have Graham playing more minutes than him. That's when you know the shit's fucked up. The least talented player is getting more minutes at times than Rozier and Graham. He's nothing special. He's lethargic. Even the Charlotte fans hate what's going on. They're lucky that Terry Rozier is not flipping out and saying, how the hell you giving this buster minutes over me? I'm putting up points, more points than this buster and less minutes than him. Are you going to give him my minutes? Are you kidding me? That's what I would have been like if I was Terry Rozier.
Oh, Elijah's just made a good point. Graham needs those minutes to score enough points to justify keeping LaMelo on the bench. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's always been some bull. Bro, after he recorded the triple-double and he didn't start, man, really, if we keep it at a buck, when he bust Luka's ass down there in Dallas and he didn't start, I knew it was some bullshit. Because I was asking myself once again, if he's playing well now and you don't start him, right? He's a rookie, so he's bound to go through some struggles. Once Devontae starts playing decent, how can you justify starting Melo once Devontae starts playing better. Once I didn't see that, I came on this show and I told Hoop Jargon, I said I wouldn't be surprised if Melo doesn't start this year. This is why I've come to this conclusion. Because at what point will you pull the trigger if you won't pull the trigger to build the confidence up? The only reason you wouldn't pull the trigger to build someone's confidence up if you believe in them is if you didn't believe in them. And you want them to develop on your time because you have personal goals.
I know this is kind of random, but I want to say a prayer. Bow your heads, everyone. Dear Heavenly Father, will you holler at me briefly? I want to meet a buster named JB. He can't even look in the eyes. He's so fixated. He wants to give Devontae everything on its plate. He's a buster, coach, and a roach, and his approach sucks upon approach. So please, can you fire the James Borrego? Needs to go, please.
Borrego gotta go.
Hey, fucking man.
This guy gotta go, bro. DJ is like damn near writing, speaking, my fucking
Spoken word.
riddles and shit, bro. Like, we're at this point after 13 games, big man. 13 games.
Oh, y'all didn't know I had them bars, huh? Man,
Yeah, bro.
I better recognize.
Rep was saying he's about to cancel his league pass.
Yeah, man, I can't support exploitation, man. They exploiting us, man. They extorting us and they exploiting us.
Bro.
Every time I turn on NBA TV, they got a picture of Melo up there. The Charlotte Hornets are going to play. Okay, well, show us Papa Smurf, Devontae Graham. Don't false advertise us like we're going to get to see LaMelo cook for 25 minutes at least. But as soon as we turn to the game, all we see is Devontae Graham's forehead, man. Like, later for that, man. I'm tired of seeing that, bro. Watching this team is the exact reason why I don't support teams. Because teams, they're going for the inches of their dollar. They're not paying me any money. So I'm not about to sit here and wallow in mediocrity. You damn right I'm going to cancel that league pass. Man, shit high as hell.
Bro, do you know why it hurts so much and why these games, bro? When Melo first came on the scene in preseason, man was making like 5 or 6 highlight passes a game. Have you noticed how like the viral, crazy, ridiculous, having Twitter in all passes have all of a sudden just phased out and stopped? Like you were saying, they're not letting Melo play his game. Is it a coincidence how in his first game we see a bunch of these behind the backs and transitions, him driving to the basket and doing all these crazy types of passes? But we're not seeing none of that anymore when he's playing like 30 minutes a game or 20.
They buck breaking him, man.
They're trying to, bro. I think, all seriousness, like forget like what might be going on behind the scenes between Devontae and Borrego. I think James Borrego treats Devontae like his dime or golden gem he found late in the second round. He wants to make him a superstar, to make him look like he's a great coach at developing talent. He has a personal like pride for him because he's found this, what he believes is a diamond in the rough. And yes, for a second round pick, he's exceeded all expectations. I don't actually dislike Devontae that much as a player individually, but when you're making him the franchise guy, of course I'm going to feel some type of way about him. Like, what the hell is this?
You know, what I'm about to say is not going to be PC or PG. So if you got some kids, tuck them, kiss the babies, whatever y'all do. But this situation is like LaMelo is the side piece. So James Borrego and the Hornets use all that's good for LaMelo, advertising, popularity, everything else. James Borrego treats Devontae Graham like the main piece. so loyal, will do everything for her. Even though he has a side chick, the main chick gets the best quality. That's the Hornets situation in a nutshell, and it's terrible. You draft LaMelo number 3 overall. You tell me that he's earned it. Just picture yourself. You're LaMelo Ball. You're in that bench. This damn coach has been telling you that you got to earn your keep. So you say, okay, I'm going to earn it. Now he's earned it, and he's still on the bench. LaMelo's probably thinking, there's no way I could start. I've done everything I was supposed to do. I've fought. I've worked hard. I studied the playbook, and I'm still not starting. I'm breaking records, and I'm still not starting. You know what that could do to a young man? And we know that LaMelo Ball is very confident. But this is unprecedented. You do everything right, and you're still not starting. And I don't want to hear no damn, well, it's 15 games. If any rookie had a situation like that and they scored a triple-double and had broke a record, you think they wouldn't be starting? I tell you, Halliburton would be starting right now if he did that.
Facts.
And I like Halliburton.
Bro, how many times would LaMelo?
But
Like,
you got,
we're not just talking about his triple-double like it's a fluke. Sorry, DJ, you came in late there. I didn't
oh, yeah,
cut
it's
you
all
off.
good, bro. It's all good.
Bro, right? Markelle Fultz broke that record, right? Because they were stat padding at the end of the game, right? To get him that record, to break Lonzo's record, to get a one-up on Lonzo as the number 1 pick because it was in reaching distance in the 4th quarter. Do you know how many times LaMelo's still got like 100-odd days, 150 days on Markelle Fultz, which means forget the fact that he's already broke the record. LaMelo could have, if he was starting playing 38 minutes, he'd have had a triple-double tonight. What do you have? 11 points, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds in 23 minutes. Okay, you give him 38 minutes, you don't think he can get 5 more rebounds and 6 assists? Worst case scenario would have been 1 or 2 off, and that's just a standard game. So in an actual normal game where LaMelo gives you his average of, 12, 6, and 6, if he was playing 38 minutes like Devontae Blue Cheese, because that's why I call him Devontae Blue Cheese. You man will know about your blue cheese, right? What does it do? It puts you to sleep, right? Watching Devontae Graham puts me to sleep. I get bored. I'm watching the Hornets because of LaMelo Ball. I did not care for LaMelo Ball at the Charlotte Hornets or to ever watch one of their games when they didn't have this guy. They're just an irrelevant-ass team. I'm sorry, like, they just have been for a very long time, and that's the truth. Like, I like their colors. They got some nice color. Like, the light blue. So that's about all I can say about them, bro. Like, that's Jordan era, bro.
Paige Castone, we got you. I see your question. You're saying off topic, what do y'all think of the people who get mad at us for calling LaMelo Mello? Because they believe the only Mello is Carmelo. Look, man, his mama named him Mello, I'm gonna call him Mello. That's just like the same people that be up there talking about, oh, Sports Center, you're always showing LaMelo Ball highlights when someone's doing so. Look, man, we've had to suffer through LeBron James, and that's my guy, with the magic hairline. Every highlight he's ever done for the last 25 years, man. Look, LaMelo's trending. He has a big base, and he's a hell of a player. Get over it. It's 2 Mellos in the league. Carmelo is Mello, and LaMelo is Mello. Man, Carmelo Anthony on his way out the door anyway. That's just hating, man. That's just sneak hating.
I wish people were honest and say that they just didn't like LaMelo Ball. Does it really matter if his nickname is Mello? It makes sense. Short for Love Mello. It's really no big deal. They just complain. They complain about it because they hate LaMelo Ball and they hate that he has that nickname. That's all it is. I'm a big fan of Carmelo, man. I used to always like watching Carmelo playing for the Nuggets. I don't care. You guys could trip about that. It doesn't matter.
Bro, that's what are you going to call him instead? What are you going to call him as a nickname instead? You're going to call him La? You're going to call him La? La had a great game tonight. No. You're going to call him Melo because his name is LaMelo. LaMelo. The same way Carmelo's called Carmelo because his name is Carmelo. You're going to start calling Carmelo Car? Oh, yeah, Carr went for 15 and 5 tonight for the Portland Trailblazers. Nah, you're going to call him Melo. The same way you're not going to call Isaiah Thomas. Oh, there's only one Isaiah Thomas. No, it's his name. So you call him Isaiah. Like, bro, like, Jesus, like this. His name has been LaMelo Ball his entire life, right? He was born before LaMelo was even in the league. So, what are we talking about? Nicknames. People are salty over nicknames. And yes, I'm half asleep, bro. It's damn 20 to 8 in the morning right now, and I'm up talking about James Borrego. I'm talking about the Martin twins.
And Tay.
I'm talking about Tay Blue Cheese, bro. This is not how I'd ideally want to spend my morning, but it's got to be talked about. And bro, I've seen the likes have been still at 135 likes for a minute, so let's try and get us up to 150, bro. How about LaFrance? Yeah, I'd call him LaFrance. I mean, he's been Melo Ball for a few years now. It's kind of stuck. Melo Ball. It's just his name. What are we talking about? Talking about nicknames, bro.
The man already can't wear his number because he got Eddie Kane over there with his number on. God damn, man. Can it be Melo?
Raindrops will fall.
Bro, you've got Malik Monk on the Charlotte Hornets. Last season, lost his starting spot or whatever, right? Devontae Graham and Terry Rozier. And he's out there snorting the devil's dandruff, right? And that's the type of player that's still around in this organization wearing the number 1 jersey. This man is cutting up chitta with his credit card, putting it on his key, holding one nostril and snorting it in between practices. And this is the guy we're talking about. Taking Melo's number, which his whole brand just invested was supposedly $100 million in. Like, this team, this organization, bro, like, I actually had really high hopes when he got drafted. I just thought it would be just nice to see Melo putting up crazy stats, doing well, developing. It just ain't happened, is it, bro?
Yeah, this whole team, this whole year, I got 5 more games for the Hornets. If they keep doing this bullshit, I'm going to have to stop using League Pass, man. I'm going to have to stop doing it. Then again, I'll just watch more Lakers. You can never go wrong with that.
Lakers.
Yeah, y'all know what it is. Lake show in the house. But I want to tell everybody thank you for the show. If you love this show, if you want this to grow the way it should grow, hit that like button. Donate to the channel so we can improve the quality of this content. I want to thank my brothers DKM. You're always welcome, bro. Rev for holding it down while I was at work. I thank you, brothers.
It's nothing, brother. We appreciate the platform as always.
And shout out to New Media, man. Y'all know what it is. New Media in the house. I see Paige Gaston said, Lakers fan. We see you.
You already know.
Lakers. Y'all know what it is.
DKM still sound depressed, man. I feel it, bro.
Bro, I live stream the games, bro. Like, I react to the games, bro. Like, on my streams. And, bro, I actually be sitting there like, I can't wait till this is over.
Oh, man. But, yeah, man. Thank y'all for supporting the channel, man.